Let's do this! And this is Super Vegito! Show me how tough you are by beating me!
Alright everyone, JB here, and we're back with another Dragon Ball Legends video on the channel today. Now today, talk about Mr. Super Saiyan Goku, because I don't see a lot of videos around this topic about his best teams and equipment, because this guy is pretty busted, right? His kit is busted. You know, he surprised all of us, especially for a monthly LF. And I feel like, you know, I don't see enough videos about his best equips or his teams in general. So I've decided to just throw in both of those into one video for you guys. So make sure you guys are paying attention if you actually want, you know, to use some of these teams and equipment. Now, you know, if you saw my last video, we did pull this guy once. We pulled him off the ticket summons, I believe. So we got pretty lucky because our summons weren't really going in the right direction. But it's been a few days since I uploaded, but like I said, we are getting back to regularly uploading on the channel. So do stay tuned for some more videos to come down this week. Now, I have a couple teams that I think that might be pretty good for him. Some of them are optional because, well, this guy is basically, besides like Sun Family, Saiyans, you know, and probably Frieza Saga, he doesn't have like a lot of teams you can throw him on, so you have to kind of get creative with some of these teams, right? Now, if you enjoyed today's video, make sure you hit the subscribe button and leave a like on this video. It is very much appreciated. Now, first team I have pulled up right here is going to be the Sun Family team. Now this team, probably his best one. I would say probably his best one besides maybe like Saiyans. Or you can throw them on not Namek Saga, but Frieza Saga. But you would have to be a little bit diverse with the units you use on there. But there is still some decent units for Frieza Saga, including him. Now, with this setup, right? Obviously, you want to bring Goku and Frieza. They're going to be your other main unit for damage dealing besides this Goku. Now, I brought Pan because she is still one of the best supports in the game. But I'm talking about in terms of the support, disrupt, killing key, her green part, literally reduces your sub count, kills key for the enemy. She's still very, very usable, you know. So I feel like she's a very solid option. You want to have her in the leader slot for this team. Now, dealing with the bench, right? The bench, if you want to Zenkai buff this guy, you can. I have him double Zenkai buff because, well, he is only 3 stars. So low stats, right? I do have him art boost for his strike all the way to level 99. So he is doing some pretty decent numbers. Now, as far as the bench, right? Say for example, you don't want to, you know, double Zenkai buff this guy. Say you want to not double, but you want to Zenkai buff the Goku and Frieza. You can easily take away this Pan. She's removable. You either use this Goku right here if you have him at a higher Zenkai level. Or you can also run out here and use the UI Goku, which I still don't have 7 stars, to go ahead and Zenkai buff him. But he would be a very solid option if you don't have the other Goku I just mentioned, the Super Saiyan 3. Now, as far as, let's say example, there's another option you can go with the bench, right? So say for example, you don't want to use Dragon Fist, or let's just say you don't have him, right? Because he is giving plus 2% extra art boost damage, which is pretty strong, right? You can also use this guy, because this guy gives, I believe, that same similar setup: 2% to Sun Family's art strikes damage, and then another 30% to Saiyan strike damage and defense. So yeah, so it's like you have options, right? And you have, you know, the bench, you have Beast Gohan. He does also he has a strike ability as well for attack and defense. So like I said, if you want to go for like a full just Zenkai buff build, and you want to say, for example, double Zenkai buff Goku and Frieza and not the new Goku, this will probably be your best setup. There are other options as well, but this is probably your best setup to have these two guys right here, which I don't have, which I need to get them up. But as far as that goes, that is currently probably the best Sun Family setup. There are other options you can run with, but some of the units are a little outdated. Like I said, if you don't want to run Pan, you could run a blue setup with Beast Gohan. You know, still a very good unit. You know, he's not in the boost system, of course, but he's still very usable, right? Looking at the main setup, so in terms of equips for Pan, now you can just give her whatever. You want to give her a little bit of, you know, I like to give her this. Make sure you're giving her some form of health in these equipments. This is giving her 10% health right here. And you also have this cooler equipment, I like to give that to her. And then you also have, I believe, this equipment, giving her more health and just some defense and special move damage. So you can just give her a mix of whatever, because she's just there for mainly just to take hits and support and disrupt, right? Now for Goku, right? I feel like the best options for equipment for him on any team, especially this team, it's definitely going to be this Jiren equip. This right here, once you have these slots maxed out, that is 45% to both the, no, just strike attack. So yeah, so it's 45% to strike attack, and then it's going to be about 30% to defense. So therefore, very solid and very great equipment. You want to at least have at least 2 of these. That way you can use them for a different unit as well. I only have currently 1, so that does put me a little bit on the downside. But you also have this Sun Family equipment right here. This is for Sun Family in blue. Double strike attack, special move damage, and some blast defense. And this is a very good equipment, I would say, for a base equipment. And then this right here, you know, if you're running him on Sun Family, which is definitely going to be his best team, you want to run this period equip right here. You're going to need 15% period to strike attack for each Sun Family battle member. Very good equipment to run this setup. Now there are other options. Say for example, if you don't have the Jiren equip, right? So if you don't have this equip, you could also possibly say for this Goku equip right here, you can also use this one, right? So this one is giving 33% strike attack, and you got some 20% to blast and some more defense. And then there's other options as well. You go right here. I don't have all of these equipment grounded, but this one is, I think, new. This one is a solid option. Special move damage, straight attack for the 3rd slot, and some key recovery for the 1st slot. Solid equipment right there. And then this one is the Awakened Super Saiyan equip. Same thing right here, some defense, straight attack, and more special moves. So he has some solid equips. He doesn't have a ton, but he does have some solid equips. As far as for like Goku and Frieza, I gave him this, you know, for just the straight attack, the health, you know, because you don't want them to die so fast, right? Same thing, I gave them the same equip, Sun Family, special move, straight attack. You want to give these guys some special move, and I gave him this as well for the pure straight attack. Sun Family, definitely they hit pretty hard, right? Now also I want to mention is for this guy, if you have him at least 7 stars, there is this equipment as well. I believe you get out the PvP shop, so you're getting defense and you're getting 30% strike and some health. So it's a really solid equipment in my opinion. I don't have him at 7 stars, so that's just the issue, right? But if you have him 7 stars or above, you can use that equipped for him. Now we're gonna move on to the next team. Try to keep some of these brief going on with some of these teams. Now, next setup, right? Namesaga, obviously, right? So with Namesaga, right? I don't have like Namesaga is what Frieza Saga basically. It's not really, even with all the buffs it's gotten, it's still not that great. Now there's Yellow Goku. I would say if you don't, so let's look at the options, right? Now, say for example, you don't have Ginyu Force, because that is my case here. You don't have Ginyu Force, and you only have, let's say this Zenkai Goku, you have Goku and Frieza. Now your best option would probably be to put Goku and Frieza in the leader slot, right? Now let's say for example you have just these 3. Now if you have this Goku right here, you're Zenkai buffing, you know, both the Goku and Frieza and the Super Saiyan Goku. And you also have this Goku, once you have him 14 star, which I need to do, he has a pretty solid, you know, he's just strike attack and defense for his Z ability. And you also have the OG Ultra Goku. You can throw them on the bench, right? Or you can get creative. You know, you can get creative. Now, say for example, it is a Frieza Saga type of team, but your bench, you're gonna be Zenkai buffing them, right? Now, like I said, you're buffing them with this Namek Goku right there. And like I said, your other options are this right here. And you don't have to use him, but if you don't have any other options, you can throw him on the bench. There is other options for these guys though, like this guy right here. So if you want to Zenkai buff all three of them, you can. I feel like this would be the best bet. Or you can swap this guy out also for the UI Goku. So therefore, I think this guy is Vegeta Clan, I think. Could check real quick. Yeah, so he's Vegeta Clan. But yeah. I feel like Namek Saga, if you don't have Ginyu Force, let's say for example, if you do have Ginyu Force and you want to use them with this Goku, right? What you could do definitely, if you want to build a purely just Namek Saga, right? Take away this Goku, and then we're gonna hop over here to the Tad. I keep saying Namek Saga, but you guys know what I mean, Frieza Saga, right? Now, it's tricky because the Ginyu Force doesn't have a lot of it doesn't really have any Zenkai buffers, so it's more like you can just throw whatever, right? You want to have this guy in the leader slot. Let's use Captain Ginyu for an example right here. Let's put him right there. So you're gonna put this Goku in the leader slot, and you can literally just, you know, your other two options will be the Ginyu Force or possibly the Captain Ginyu, which is probably the better one out of all three of the new units. You know, and as far as the bench goes, it's, you can throw whatever, literally. As long as it buffs Namek Saga, you can throw whatever, because they don't have any Zenkai buffers. That's the issue, right? They don't really have Zenkai buffers. And then with the ones, they possibly have like one, probably, I think, or two. But I don't have all the Zenkais in the game. But looking back at our other team that we were talking about, we're gonna go ahead and look at like the equipments that way, you guys. So let's do this. So I feel like even with, you know, getting the Ginyu Force, I feel like they're just not gonna, they're a great unit, but I feel like they're not gonna last, right? They're not gonna last as long as they need to be. And it kind of sucks because the meta, that's just the meta changing, right? Now, similar setup. You can literally give him the same equipment if you want, because you're literally running a similar setup with some family units. This guy, you can definitely give him this because he has 7 stars or above. You can give him so you might, yeah, because like if you want to run a pure just some family setup with these guys, and this actually is it could be a pretty deadly combo, because this guy, both of these guys restore their advantage. So, you know, it might be hard to kill you. You could give him this, you know, and same thing with this. So you might want to have a few of these farmed up. You can get them out the metal shop for the equipment. So therefore, just make sure you guys are doing that. And there's other options. There's a lot of options for Goku and Frieza. I only went over the ones I had equipped at the time, but you also have this one right here. And then there's also this one. Yeah. So this one, that bottom slot is what you're looking for mainly right there. And then you're also getting some defense right here. It's just you won't be able to get that because I think it should, no, they're not Rival Universe. So you wouldn't be able to get that that second slot right there. But they do have some options like I mentioned. They also have, I believe, this one. This one is given nothing, just purely strike attack and blast attack, a little bit of defense. And they also have this one. Literally, they have a lot of options for equipment. They're gonna be the ones on your team that has a lot of versatility, like just a lot of options. You literally can just give them so many equipment, you know, especially if you have the right ones grinded for them. But I feel like that's pretty solid. I feel like our last team is going to be like a team. It's just going to be a random team because it's It's more like if you don't have him on Sun Family or possibly some form of a Saiyan setup, which we kind of have here, he's not as valuable, right? Because you don't put him on the right team, he doesn't perform as much, right? Now most of these teams are always going to have Goku and Frieza paired up with him. So the thing is, right? This is kinda a Saiyan setup. So Goku Black, you know, we got his banner. His banner just came back a few days ago. This guy's value has went up since because we got another blue unit. And currently right now we have 3 blue units that's actually causing some problems, especially for Vegeta Blue, including this guy, Sword Hold Trunks, and Mr. MVP 17. Everyone knows that. Now, obviously, you're still gonna see Vegeta Blue in the meta because he's still a great unit, and at the end of the day, you know, he still has a lot of stuff in his kit, so it's not always guaranteed you're gonna kill him if you don't play right. So looking at this setup, you can either have Goku Black in the leader slot, or let's say for example you have Vegeta Blue. You can bring him as well and put him in the leader slot. That way he's getting all of his, you know, his buffs. His what is it called again? His ultra ability. I believe this guy's ultra ability is for feature. Yep. And yeah, because using this guy, I don't think you're gonna get any buffs for Goku and Frieza and also the other Goku. But I feel like that's fine. Looking at the, you know, just looking at what you can throw on this team, you honestly can throw whatever. Because looking at this, look a little bit down here. You can throw something similar. You can buff him with this. You can literally buff, if I can find him. Yeah, he's right here. So you throw that right there. And maybe if you don't want to throw a whole bunch of just Zenkai buffers, there should be an HP buffer for Saiyans as well. I could be wrong, but he's somewhere down here. But let's just throw it for an example. You throw an HP buffer right there. There's never, you can never go wrong without more health, right? Now let's say for example you don't have Goku Black and you have Vegeta Blue. Take him out the leader slot, right? I don't have Vegeta Blue, so therefore I'm just gonna throw an example. Now looking at this, there isn't a lot. I don't think there's a lot of red for Saiyans, right? Like just like Zenkai buffers, I don't think. I could be wrong because I'm missing a lot of Zenkai buffers. I believe this guy does buff up Fusion Warrior. Let's see. Yeah, so here's a Fusion Warrior. Yep. So he does Zenkai buff Fusion Warrior, and I believe the Super Gogeta down here as well does that. So the only difference is if you want to just give everybody a Zenkai buff, you're not gonna be able to, you're gonna be missing out on the Z ability, right? So you want to purely give them something that's worth, you know, it's gonna give them some like insane damage. Because Saiyans, they're always getting buffed every so and now, right? So you can throw this guy right here for the extra. You can throw both of these guys right here because they're both giving you, depending on what you know stars you got them at, you can literally give them this. Now it seems like someone's core is going off. It's pretty early in the morning for me, guys, but don't mind that. Now, like I said, you can throw Goku Black in that slot. You can throw Vegeta Blue in that slot. You can throw someone else in that slot for all I care. You can even throw this guy. Go with a purple blue setup. Literally, he's not bad. You know, he still can cook. Obviously, he's not the blue system like other units, and he does take a lot of damage. So it is a bit harder for him to compete in the meta. We're looking at this, right? Goku Black, he has some solid options for equipment. Now what you can do is this is a must run equip right here. Strike attack, special move, ultimate damage, and some health restore. And then you also have some other options. This one is a solid option as well, giving you both strike and blast, some defense, key recovery. And then or you can throw this on him as well. This one isn't bad because you're gonna see a lot of Saiyans regardless. Goku and Frieza, Vegeta Blue, new Goku, they're all just out there running around. So this is a solid option as well if you want to throw that on him. Goku and Frieza, the same thing. You want to give them a lot of strike attack, some special move damage, you know, and maybe a little bit of health. You don't want them to die as fast. You know, they're always restoring health when they tag in. Now for this Goku on this setup, you know, I don't have a lot of options as far as equipment goes for him. I kind of showed you guys all the equipment that were pretty much, you know, the best for him. So on this setup, you literally can just give him whatever. You know, whatever works. You know, I think there's a Saiyan pure equip as well. I could be wrong, but you could give that to him as well. But as far as it goes, his best team is going to be Sun Family. Possibly, you know, Saiyans aren't bad either, right? I could throw one more team in here just to throw him in. You could possibly throw this guy on a uni rep team. So look at this from just like perspective, right? You're gonna have him in the leader slot regardless. So let's go ahead and throw him in the leader slot really quick. Let's find him. He's somewhere down here. Yeah, let's just do this. And uni rep is still I feel like it's really still a top, I would say definitely a top 5, top 10 team. You know, I feel like people, you don't really see him a lot just running just straight uni rep, but it's definitely a team you still contend with and play with. Now the yellow Jiren is not an option. VB is running around. He's a good option for a yellow, but VB is running around. So you kind of want to have MVP 17 on this setup. Now you also do want to have this Goku on the bench. Now if you want a health buffer, you can throw Bergamo right there. And then as far as anything else goes, you can throw anybody else on there. You can throw him on there. He heals strike and blast attack. So a mix of the both for both of your you know, your buffers. Now on this setup for MVP 17, obviously he's a blast unit. You can give him this to be his pure equipped right here. You can give him I like to give him this one right here. You also have this one. This one's giving double blast, special move. Similar thing with this one, blast attack, special move. But they're optimal, right? You can throw something else on here like this. Special moves, blast attack up to 18%. So he has options, right? He has some pretty good options. Now with this setup, with them being on uni rep, it does kind of change a little bit on the equipment that they use, right? So, you know, you can give them this one. And then there's another one. I don't believe I have it as an S rank. Let's see. And there's also this one. That's what I meant to mention. This one is pretty solid. I don't have this rounded out, that's why. You got defense, you got strike attack, so double strike attack, special move, and some defense. Really solid equip. And also this one is the equip I was talking about. Get you health, you know, strike attack, pure defense, third slot, blast attack, pure defense. So therefore, you know, you could throw that on there, but it is for 3 uni rep units. So it only works if you have 3. Therefore, you also have this one over here. I think I did mention this is the Awakened version. So it has a similar third slot. They never really changed too much about it. But as far as that goes, right, it's pretty much it on the video. On this setup, you're literally just gonna give them the same thing: strike attack, special move, and give him an equip that has a little bit of health. If not, just give him purely strike attack and some special move with a little bit of defense. Maybe a Zenkai buffer or 2, and he'll be alright. But as far as that goes, that is going to conclude the video. Pretty long video. But I say that we look at the artwork before we end off the video. Hopefully this was helpful for anybody. Obviously, I've used this guy But I can't say I use them enough to the point where I can just put them on just random teams, right? Because contending top ranking teams are different from just random teams or fun teams that a lot of us like to throw together and play with. Because I know I like to do it. A lot of top ranking players do it, but I try to cover the teams that I feel like will give you a chance to just go on some pretty good win streaks once you get the hang of it. And hopefully the equips were helpful as well. But as always, everyone have a blessed day. It's your boy JB.